Welcome to a tutorial video on Car Crash Studios. Recently, I have noticed that Car Crash Studios has exploded. If you have ever seen Roblox, videos, you might have seen these videos of tutorial of like a police chase, and a car goes flying over a bridge or whatever, and then like a bunch of police cars also follow with. If you've seen those, it's been pretty popular. But today, since I haven't really seen much tutorials that are actually good, I mean, of course there are a few. I'm gonna try to make the best tutorial as possible. Now, I'm gonna explain everything as best as I possibly can. So yeah. Alright, so here's your UI, and here's your map. I mean, it doesn't have to be this. You could just pick a normal map. I'll put a timestamp for if you don't really want to build, you just want to do car crashes and stuff. I'll put a timestamp, but I do recommend you watch the building part because it'd be fun. I mean, it's nice to build. So here's your UI. Your UI is pretty simple. Here is where your resume, save slot, return to menu. You can pick. I actually don't really know what these are for. Here's your undo and redo. Here's your play. This is what plays the crash. So, as you can see, hold on. Let's say you place down a car, put the car to 80 miles per hour. Press play, it makes the car move. Now, if you want to delete something, you click on what you want to delete, and here's their trash bin. Here's your options, so you can, or properties, you can set speed, primary color, lights, and all different things. You can anchor or unanchor. They will make it so it won't move at all. And then you can copy it, and now you have the exact replica. It has the same properties, settings, and yeah. Your free cam is pretty simple. So let's say you have a car, and let's say you go to utilities, and you gotta have a camera part. Place it into the windshield or wherever you want it, and you can rename it. Car 1. You can change the field of view and everything. So now, when you press play, you'll be in the camera during the simulation. It's pretty simple. And the move is set to 1. It's the base thing. So anytime you move it, the car will move 1 stud. However, you can change it to 0, and you can have more specific spotting. Or you can put it to 90, and you can just move it like this, more gritty. And your rotate, which does exactly what you would think. And oh yeah, so you move here, you size up here, but you can't really size up. I'll give you guys an example for what you can size. We'll put a grass block. So here's your scale. And then here's your rotate. Your rotate moves this way. This is, spins that way and stuff. Here's your, to roll it over or whatever. I don't know what they're called, I forgot. Y-axis, X-axis, stuff like that. But you can change the gridness of it. You can put it to 1, and it'll be more specific, less gritty. You can put it to 90. You get an exact 90-degree rotation. But it will always start out with 15, of a rotation of 15. Your local movement, I don't really know what that is. To be honest, don't know what local movement is. Here is pretty new. Hide utilities, and by the way, utilities, you go over to here, place that, you click. Oh, that's for when you go into the game. So like, you press play. So when you press play, you don't see it anymore. But you can turn that off if you want. Don't know why you would, but yeah. Here's your drive mode. I don't know how it really works for mobile. I believe it's just the little joystick, like normal. You have to press play and then click on the vehicle you want to drive. and you know, WASD if you're on computer. I believe joystick for like this when you tap the screen, I believe. So yeah. Oh shoot. To get to this dry mode, you go over here, click that, and it pulls up these two. Now, click this. You can, excuse me, you can click whatever you want to delete here. Here is where you place things. Here is, you know, the year. I actually never knew you could do this. This is pretty cool. So you can make like a actual simulation. So it'll probably like pop up in the camera, like if it was an actual car crash or whatever. Like, yeah, have you ever seen like a car crash video and seen like naked popcorn or like the date and stuff? See, 25/01/01 12, you know, stuff like that. That's actually pretty cool. So you know, this is new to me. You can change the overlay of how you have your camera. Text color, you know, you can change the color of the text. So like, let's say you want it yellow, the yellow. Text size, you can change the size of it to like 1.5, which is the max. You have it on the right. Or, oh yeah, this is the font, sorry. Excuse me. Jesus. And yeah. It's pretty cool. And my camera broke. Give me a second. Sorry, it's a bug in the game currently where sometimes I don't know how you get the bug, but I believe it's when you go into camera. It will like make you not be able to, you know, turn around and stuff. Move your camera, and it'll just keep it locked. So, with that being said, I'm gonna whip up a quick little map real quick, and I'll show you the crash mechanics. I kind of realized I probably should have shown you how you can make your own map, which I can do really quickly. So, I accidentally clicked this grid map, which I don't really want. So I'm just going to grab scenery. Here, scenery is buildings, environments, prop vehicles. These prop vehicles reduce lag if you use them. So any parking lots or cars are just not involved with your crash, you should use these. I need to make it like make it just a, like, I should just know to, but I keep forgetting sometimes, because I'm used to just placing down a normal car, which technically are better, but at the same time, my videos can be very laggy. So we're gonna place a grass block here. Scale this grass block. Oh yeah, you can make mountains, you can make anything really. You can make rivers, lakes, oceans, and whatever. They'll probably take a little bit more work, and I don't really go through all that. I just make a little small map, or just use a pre-made map. So yeah. So here's your, you know, stuff where you can find your vehicles. Roads and tracks gives you all these different roads and road rail and these, you know, rail crossings. Asphalt, you can detail your roads or make your own custom roads, it doesn't matter. That is a example. There's examples with pre-made maps, like the map found over in, what's it called? Bridge, I believe that's what it's called. It's just Bridge. I believe that it's just custom. It's completely custom. But anyways, so here's your tracks, here's your MISC, and here's your roads. Now, without further of ado, let's make a quick little map. So I'm going to do a 4-way incident. And I can also show you guys how to do the videos that have been getting quite popular on YouTube. Shorts. I don't know about TikTok. I'm not really on there. Because I'm not really allowed to. Anywho, so here's your four-way intersection. Or here's my four-way intersection. You can do whatever you want. This is just how to get used to it. A recommendation is if you want these roads to be equal lengths, you could just take these two roads, copy it, grab the rotator. I don't know if I copied it. Hold on. Okay. And then you just rotate it, and boom, you get a four-way intersection. Now, so my crash is gonna relate to semi-truck. And oh yeah, here's all your cars. Four-wheelers are sedans, SUVs, pickup trucks, vans, etc. Bikes, there's only one in the game, which is this, unfortunately. But I guess you can't really, it's not a big selection. Box trucks are like semis, except, you know, there's box on top of their chassis, and the chassis is extended. Buses, pretty self-explanatory. You got a, I don't remember the name of this, articulated bus, double-decker. Flow floor, which is the one I'd probably use most, and school buses, which I also probably use the most. Construction bulldozers, and I like these ones are cool because the tank treads, or not tank treads, I'm just used to saying tank treads, but the treads actually move and stuff. For emergencies, you got ambulance, fire truck, flatbed, tow truck, police car 1, and police car SUV. Rails, locomotives, this is like a cargo train, and this is a passenger, like an Amtrak. Semi-trucks, self-explanatory, they're like box trucks, except the chassis is shorter, and they're able to connect to any kind of trailer. Now for trailers, these are the fun part. So you got dollies, these connect to pickup trucks, and then they can connect to a semi hitch. Double-decker dry van, flatbed, hauler trailer, logging trailer, long utility trailer, low boy trailer, tanker trailer, travel trailer, and utility trailer. These are like these ones right here, and where is it? These are the only three for like cars or four-wheelers. Utilities, they're a little bit difficult, but they're what makes the bridge in the bridge map in Car Crash Studios, you know, actually work. So I believe I don't really know how to use them, to be honest. I never used them before. But I believe you just connect it to two hosts, and it will stay. Crash utilities, these are the camera parts. That's what I was showing earlier. That are pretty useful. Joint breaker, I wouldn't really advise using these too much unless you want like an explosion or just a really big car crash. I used to use them, not really much anymore though. Path nodes, I will show you how to use them. And path nodes are a little bit hard, but they're worth it. So you have a car. That car is going to go 30 miles, we'll do 70. It's going 70 miles per hour. You grab a node, where is it, utility, and you click on this car, target node, click it, and you line it up, and you drag it forward. It can't be too close, or else the car will confuse or miss the command it's given. I'd only advise doing it close if it's for a intersection turn, or like close in turn like this. And yeah, and I would also recommend to click on auto adjust speed so it doesn't overdo the turn and crash, unless you want it to crash, of course. As you can see, here's the simulation. It makes the car turn, and you might be wondering, because I saw this on a commented video, and I don't want people to comment it down, wondering why can't we just do this, which if you go to utilities in triggers, you can find the turn trigger. It's just more easier to use the nodes, because then you can make them go on a longer distance without having to align the turn node as the best as you can. I'd only use that if you're just gonna make a quick, like, you know, like a car's driving and then skirt, it crashes or something. Now that's now moving on to ragdolls. They're pretty self-explanatory. They're people you can put into cars, and if you're wondering, you can put them into cars. You can change how they look. You got bacon, bacon girl, dummy, guest, none, noob, and random. I like using random mostly because it gives diversity. And you can drag them into the car, and it should look something like this. And then he gets into the car, and he's now driving the car. They are, I believe, pretty laggy, so I'd only use them if you're going to be involving them into the wreck. So if it's just a car driving by where the wreck is going to take place, then I wouldn't recommend using them. Only for the cars that are going to be involved in the wreck. And that's about it for utilities and triggers and constraints and stuff. Now scenery, pretty self-explanatory, but just in case. You have buildings. These are what you can use as background, environment, background trees. I'd also recommend using them. These I haven't really used much, but they are like the things that go over highways and tell you directions. Supports, never really use these either, but they're for bridges. MISC or text, I also never really use these, to be honest. I never really use these, to be honest. I don't really know where you place them, but you guys can figure that out for yourself, because I don't use them. Destruction or destructible. You know, these are what you can place in that'll break fences and stuff like that. Water tower, props, gas pump, radio, railroad crossings, pretty self-explanatory. Traffic, you know, double light signs and stuff like that. MISC, debris spawner, never really use that either, but they just spawn debris, so cars can trip over them or whatever. And these are cool. These are actually really, these are made well by the developers. I'll show you an example. You put them to, like, let's say 200 miles per hour, or really any speed above 50, it'll smash through the wall, pretty realistically too. So yeah. That's, I believe, about it. Let me make sure. Oh, shapes. These are, you know, this is how you make these little videos. You grab a ramp, flip this around, elongate it this way, and then back this way. And I'm going to push it over here. Place on a runaway car from the cops. Set them to like 400 miles per hour. That's usually the speed. That's the max speed you can put a car to. Is 400. Yeah, 400. Then you can have some cop cars. They're typically these guys. I'm not going to make that too big. You can go all out if you want. I'm just going to show you the general basic. Just the, you know, general idea of it. To be honest, I don't know who the person who made this video, the first video. Remember the first time I saw it, it was like, I don't know, a few days ago. And then, are these at 400? No, they are not. Oh god. I forgot to set these to 400. And for some reason, you can't just select them all, and nothing will show up for property. So you have to do it all manually. I'm not going to do all that, to be honest. I'm not trying to waste your time. Because I also don't feel like cutting the video or doing much editing. Just enough so you know the, you know. But anyways. Might copy. Copy. Oh shoot. Alright, we're good. Copy again. Copy again, and you got your cop cars. And then, hold on. I'm gonna elongate this so it makes it more like the, you're just driving and then you look up and you just see just absolute mayhem, you know? I'm gonna push this a little bit back. So yeah, I'm gonna place down the car here. So let's say you're this guy right here, you're driving. But yeah, this is how they make those videos. You just click drive mode, or put a camera. It doesn't matter, unless you want it to be like this. So you're just driving, you know, chilling. Give it a second. It's loading. So you're just driving. What did bro do? You know, that's the context of the video. Except mine was a little bit less dramatic. Don't worry. I'm gonna try to fix it. The ramp was too high up for it. Alright. So you're just cruising. And that's how you make those videos you might see on TikTok or YouTube. What did bro do, you know? Yeah, that's about it for the idea of the video. And yeah, that's about it for the tutorial. There's nothing really else I forgot to mention. If there's questions, put in the comments and stuff. Oh, I didn't know this actually. You can change the sky. You can add clouds, sunset. You can put the time of day. I never really did this or used this. Oh, the gravity. You can change the gravity. Anyways, if this helped, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream.